Hi everyone. In this lecture, we're going to be talking about array list. We already discussed arrays. So what's the difference between arrays and array lists? There are a few differences. One of the differences is that array has a fixed length. So once you create an array, it is fixed. You cannot resize it. You cannot add more elements. In array list, it is more flexible, dynamic. You can add as many elements as you want, and you can also remove as many elements as you want. So the size keeps changing, so which makes it more convenient. But there are advantages and disadvantages for each one of them. So if the question is which one is the best, the answer would be it depends on the situations. So there are some situations where using the array is more effective and convenient, but in other situations, array list may look better. So let's have an example how to create an array. Let's start by declaring and initializing an array list. Initialize array list. So we start with array list, and then we put the type, because an array list can accept only one type of objects. So let's say, for example, integer, and then give the name of this array list, and then you complete the initialization. Array lists integer, and then you end with parentheses. So we just created an array list. Now there is no elements. So by default there is no element and the size is 0. So let me make sure that I import the array list. So java.util asterisk. So if I print the size, grades.size, it's going to say 0, because when you create an array list for the first time, it's empty. There's no elements. Okay. And then if you try to print the array list, grades, it's going to show only the square bracket with nothing inside. Okay. And then you can add more elements. So you can put, for example, grades, add 94. Okay. And then we can just copy and paste, and then we can add more elements. So the second one, let's say it's 100. And then let's say 70. And then 65. And then 82. Okay. So now if I want to print grades, it will show me all the elements I just added. Okay, so this is the first method, add. What about if you want to change an element? Let's say there was a mistake, and let's say right here it was 69. And then the teacher wants to change it to 70. So first one, we need to know the location, because this is index based, just like an array. So the first element has index 0, the second element index 1, and so on. So if we want to change it, so 0, 1, 2, so grades, and then set, and then I'm going to specify the index, which is 2, and then change it to the new value, which is 70. Okay. So now if I run the program, okay, let me print it after the change so I can see the impact. So if you run the program, so first it was 69, and then after the change, now it is 70. Okay, so add, set, and also you can change, you can remove an element. So for example, let's say a student is not in the class anymore, and you want to remove his grade. So you can use the method remove. So remove, you specify the index, the location, even though it accepts the element itself. But most of the time we use the index. So for example, if you want to remove, let's say, the first element, I'm going to put remove 0. So now when I print grades, It's going to show all the elements but the first one. Okay, so now when you remove an element from the array list, there will be like a shifting going on. So all the elements to the right of the removed element will shift to the left. So this way there is no gap. So now we have a random program. It's going to show the elements without 94. Okay, now what about if you want to remove the last one? So since the last index is size, I'm going to put the size minus 1. So I'm going to put grades dot size minus 1. Then, yeah, so this one will remove the last one, which is 82. So since there is no element, okay, let me make sure size minus, oh, I didn't specify, sorry, remove, not set. So here I am removing the last element. So it is 170, 65, and 82. And then let me print grade so I can see the impact. So now we have all the elements except the last one. So as you can see, add is for adding a new element, and then you are adding basically first come, first serve. So the new element will be at the end of the list, and so on. So set will change the value, but you have to specify the index of the elements to be removed. Okay, and then also remove the same thing. So you specify the index that you would like to be removed. Okay, but there is something very important here. The method set and remove are return method. They return whatever element is removed. So you can save it or you can do whatever you want. You can print it. So let's give an example here. Let's say, okay, let's say, okay, now we have 170 and 65. Let's say also I want to change the value of 70 to 75. Okay, I can save the elements. So using set, so let's say set 1, I can change it to 75, and then the old element, I can save it. So now, because it's a return method, it returns whatever is removed. So in this case, what was removed is 70, so I can save it since it is a return method. So now if I want to print removed, it will show me 70. And then if I print the array list, it's going to show me all the elements. Okay, but I'm not going to see 70, I'm going to see 75 because I just changed it to 75. See, so here there is no, but 70 was saved. And the same thing for remove. So let's say I want to remove the first element 100. So I can also save it. So I'm going to put grades dot remove 0. Okay. Now if I print, yeah, I can say, okay, I can print the removed one, the removed element, and also I'm going to print the array list after the change was made. So if I run the program, so I removed 100 and I saved it, that's why it shows 100, and then I printed the array list after the change, that's why it shows only 2 elements, 75, 65. Okay, so this is basically the most important method that we use with Arraylist: add, set, remove, and size. Okay, so thank you for watching. In the next lecture, we're going to be talking a little bit more about Arraylist. So see you in the next lecture.